Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome back once again with the Renegade Master, your Dreadlock caster, here on Frost LE for another game of CasualCraft. Now, this is episode 44 today. I'm sat here with Budweiser, which isn't a particularly great beer, but it tastes alright, so we will go with it. And today we have a... oh shit. Okay, so the beer's just gone everywhere at the start. I'm going to do the introduction and then try and clear this up in the process. So what we've got, we have a Bronze League game today. I'm just going to suck a beer off my desk. Yeah, so we're going to have a Bronze League game today, apparently, according to the description. So it's Bronze League! Here on Frost LE we have in the top right hand corner today's brother from another mother, the Red Terran player, looking beautiful up here in the top right. It is Fish! Let's hope his play doesn't stink. So at the top left hand corner as well, today's sister from another mister, the ever glorious PoSsYDOg. Yeah, up here on the left, the blue Zerg player. So as I say, this is bronzy. Should be rather beautiful. I'm actually going to have to get a cloth for this now, because there is beer fucking everywhere. And that was, well, congratulations, Ross. Messed up your own bastard intro. But with that in mind, I'm just going to throw that in the bin. Okay, so back to the game on Frost LE. So we've got two top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner positioning. Bronze versus bronze. Looking very good here on the latter edition of Frost for CasualCraft episode 44. I think I said that already 3 times, maybe. Cool. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Now, meanwhile, PoSsYDOg's going to have a little look around. He's sending his drone out, trying to find out where his opponent is. He's put down a base first in the natural expansion, obviously, for his second base hatchery there. All lovely, very standard stuff. We've got the barracks down at the front here for Fish, who's going to be walling in as well with his supply depot there. Very, very standard. Going for the orbital command upgrade. Lovely, lovely. Now he's this Overlord will be the creature that's eventually going to find Fish, I believe. As PoSsYDOg's going to be searching the bottom right-hand corner of the map for his opponent, but he's not going to need to be too worried. He's gone gas slightly before Pool, I think that was there, and then so he looks like he's probably going to be going into Lings and then probably Banelings as well. Is usually why you get the gas. Well, you're getting Ling speed, and then I imagine Banelings, but we'll wait and see. Banelings are the usual sort of option against Terran at the moment, but especially in lower leagues, it's really hard for the Terran player to target down all the Banelings, so you can get some really nice hits off, and it's very useful. So he's going into the gas there. He's going to be getting as much of that together as he can before this spawning pool pops. I think he's just going to go straight into a Ling speed, but we'll wait and see. And I'm actually quite enjoying the builds we're getting out of these players here. We've well, he says as we get the double refineries down. Naturally. So yeah, I was quite enjoying the builds we're getting out of the players here. These are actually like kind of looking like a build, really, as opposed to the usual sort of Bronze League-y nonsense. This is definitely bronze, because like these guys actually look like they know what they're doing. I'm quite enjoying this here. The level of play coming out of these players. Now we're going to get these refineries fully populated, so I think we're going to see something gas heavy here out of our Terran player up in the top right here behind this command center. It looks like he's going to start off probably. I mean, this is the sort of place you'd build a command centre when you're going to use it for getting SCVs out, whereas normally if you were going to fly it down here, you'd probably build it much further down. But, well, we'll see what he does. It's not everything needs to be thought out, I guess. So we're going to get 4 Lings out of PoSsYDOg here. They're going to head across the map, do a bit of scouting. He's going to leave a Ling at the front here by the looks of it, just to make sure that there's something there. I'm not actually quite sure of the purpose of that, why send 3 and keep 1 back, but never mind, it's good. We will go with this play, and I'm just going to check my mic's actually on and working. I've done that before, looking beautiful. Okay, so we're getting a 3rd command centre down in the main here of PoSsYDOg here. What is this guy up to? I love it. So he's going to be getting the orbital command. Looks like he's just going to rocket straight to 3 bases, churn out as many SCVs and mules as he can, and then probably, I'd guess, some sort of craziness. I'm not sure. He's going double bunker behind this as well. It looks like he's not. The fact that he's building these 2 bunkers on the high ground looks like he's not really meaning to move out onto this low ground too soon, because, well, otherwise surely he'd be flying a base down now, which he's got right here, and building a bunker down here. But apparently that's the position that he wants to take, so he's going to get a huge economy on the go here straight away with these 3 bases, which I really like. Meanwhile, our Zerg player, look back at his base, he's got his 2nd down now with the Queen out there as well. That's getting on nicely for being populated. We're going to see quite a lot of turtling here out both these players. We're getting 3 spine crawlers down at the front for PoSsYDOg. Now, with 3 spines at the front of his base and 2 bunkers and a full wall off at the front of Posse's base, Fish's base, it's, well, I'm trying to see how either player is going to really break through here, because they're so well defended. Now, Fish looks like he's actually going to be double expanding here pretty much at the same time. Yeah, he's going to be going straight into the double expansion, which is bravery of the highest caliber, let's be honest, on 23 supply. And behind that, he's going to be getting down 5 more barracks. I hate to say this, Fish, but you do need to kind of start building more SCVs first before you get down that many barracks. And also with these extra bases, you're going to need the actual SCVs to be doing some mining there, so you might want to get on top of that a little bit, and also maybe see an orbital command here out of this base would also be quite useful since you've bothered on the other two. But well, whatever, it's all good. He seems to be pretty confident in what he's doing. He's going for it heavily into the barracks. He's sort of, there's definitely a semblance of build order here, so I'm fine with that, even if it is a little bit bizarre. Meanwhile, PoSsYdOg's going for the third base down at the bottom there. It's all very sort of standardy kind of play at this 8-minute mark, thirds, perhaps slightly later than you'd normally want, but as I say, Bronze League, getting a third base at all is a huge thing, so that's it's really good to see. Now, neither player really going into the troops yet at all. I mean, we've got these multitude of barracks out for Fish here, which are actually all going to be getting tech labs, so it looks like he's just going to churn out either a lot of Marauders or be, well, I'm not sure what he's trying to do, really, with 4 tech labs there. Maybe we'll be seeing some... and a reactor as well. Okay, maybe we're going to see, like... I don't know. I mean, he can get 3 upgrades at once, feasibly, I guess, would be one thing he could be doing. Either that or he just wants loads of Marauders. I'm not really sure. So I think we'll be seeing the Marauders. We're getting the engineering base down now as well, anyway, so he's going to be getting some upgrades on that. Meanwhile, the third base is finishing up here for Fish, and he's going to be getting 3 evolution chambers down in front of his spine crawler while making sure that this is pretty tightly walled off so that he can't hope to get a surround on his opponent's troops. I'm not sure. I don't really like wall off against Terran as a Zerg so much, because you kind of want to be able to get your troops in and out, and the Terran doesn't really care about wall off, so he just sort of shoots at them, or shoots through them, or alternatively just drops on your high ground and laughs all over your face. So yeah, I'm not really that confident about this sort of wall offy play, but if you can start getting some upgrades out, that'd be a really good start. We're floating loads of resources here, so that'd be really good. Meanwhile, our Terran player's now on 1,000 gas, and still not really looking... I mean, he's producing SCVs now out of his extra bases, but he's sort of taking his time about it. I'm not really entirely sure. None of these barracks have actually produced any Marines yet. And we're going to be getting the single combat shield upgrade. So without concussive shells coming in, I'm not sure what... I don't know what these tech labs are about. It's all good. You must have a plan of some sort. Now, PoSsYdOg getting the lings together at the front. Baneling Nest coming down as well, like I thought. A little bit later than I initially perhaps would have thought, but it's all good. They're coming in. I think we're going to see a Baneling bust here. Would be the obvious choice. And we're also going to get Stim Pack and concussive shells out. And we're going to start the Terran infantry level 1 upgrades as well. Very good stuff. That's exactly the sort of thing Fish needs to be doing. But unfortunately, he does need to actually churn out some troops, because when you've got this many lings coming at you, especially when there's going to probably be some Banelings in there as well, and a Spire also on its way, and an infestation pit as well now. All good, we'll get everything out. It looks like PoSsYdOg's just going to come in and ruin a lot of your stuff here, Fish. So until you start churning out some Marines, which he's started to do now, which is pretty good, he's kind of going to struggle. So we'll have to wait and see what the players do here. Now, PoSsYdOg is in his own base here, doing his best to to get his macro on. He's transferring some drones down now out of this oversaturated second into his third, so that's very good news. He's going to get much more minerals out of that, and that means he should be able to really start churning out the troops. He's meanwhile he's finishing up the 1-1 upgrades. He's actually got... Where's the... Oh, right, he's got a 4th Evo chamber up in his main, okay. So, yeah, those are pretty much purely for walling then, as opposed to actually upgrades. So, interesting decisions, but it's fine. I guess it's something we see quite a lot, and I suppose, at the end of the day, if it came down to it and there was some sort of flood of Marines or something coming in, he would be able to block this off fairly efficiently with Queens. It's just that we don't really see Hellions that often anymore. Or at least not in this sort of level of play. Hellions tend to be something you see at the higher levels. And look at the Banelings coming in here now. Beautiful, beautiful thing to see. This many Banelings on the way. I've forgotten actually what the... is it insert and delete? Yes, it is. Spinny camera time. Woo-hoo. So many Banelings coming in there. So this is going to be interesting. Now we're going to get the PF down on the third base of Fish here. So this isn't going to be the one to hit with this Ling Baneling composition, because that will just laugh all over its face. So really what you want to do is take the Ling Banelings and move up the front here. Probably target down the bunkers and try and get a surround on the troops. initially, maybe. I'm not sure. Kind of, you need to split your banelings up and then hope the rest of them can get a hit. And actually, with all these Marines moving down, this is the perfect time for a baneling onslaught. As with these troops in front, like some banelings hitting those would be absolutely lethal here for Fish. So luckily, Fish has got the scan down. He knows what's happening there, and PoSsYDOG is going to have to pull back slightly out of the range there. He's got quite a lot of vision down now. He's obviously well aware of the Widowmine threat. Although actually, Fish isn't going at Widowmines at all. As I don't think he's going double factory now, so we might see something out of that. Meanwhile, he will be looking to get an armory down to get the 2-2 upgrades out before too long, because PoSsYDOG's starting to move into the 2-2 upgrades now, as you can see there, with the 1-1 finishing up, and he's getting the 2 defensive upgrade and burrow down now as well. So we're going to see an engagement at the front here. The banelings jumping in straight away and crushing everything that Fish has there, absolutely ruining those troops there with Fishes. And with the few remaining banelings and lings, we're going to see those being blown up mostly by the PF here. I don't think the SCVs are going to be able to dance around the PF as long as they need to escape the Ling Baneling of PoSsYDOG there. So that was quite a cool little engagement. Obviously the troops of Fish had moved out to try and get a flank on them or something, because it was all happening up here and the troops were initially down here for PoSsYDOG. So it's kind of good to see the players trying to manoeuvre a bit and catch each other out. However, Fish was a little bit caught out there and ended up losing most of what he had. So frankly, now he's managed to get some troops back together. His economy is really taking off though. I mean, he is producing Marines out of all these all the time now. We're seeing a whole lot of Widowmines come out of these 2 factories as well, which is great news, and we're just about seeing saturation on these second and third bases. I mean, not quite on the third base, but the second base is well on its way to being saturated there for Fish. So yeah, it might be good. Yeah, he's getting 2 starports down as well, so we're going to see some medivacs out before too long. I kind of like to see more reactors really, just generally, because he really needs to be trying to churn through some of this gas as well. I mean, although saying that, he does have 1,400 minerals, I meant, but he's getting down 1,400 in gas as well. So unless he's going to make some sort of tech transition, I don't think he's going to need too much more for the time being, since all he's really using the gas for at the moment is upgrades and marauders. So I'm not really sure about that, but at the same time, PoSsYDOG going for it down in his third base. He's got that fully mining on now. He's everything's saturated on all his bases. He can do the couple more drones here and there, obviously with those 2 bases on 14 and the main one just getting under the 13 mark there now. So I'd like to see slightly more drones in each base, but only slightly more really. For the most part, he's pretty much saturated, and certainly much better saturated than our friend Fish is here. Now meanwhile, PoSsYDOG's going to be moving around with these few mutalists he's got out. Fish has obviously spotted those and has got the missile turrets to try and back it up, but with the lings coming in, they're going to be taking down a couple of those, and he's going to actually lose the lings here. Oops, what's happening there? Fish is actually going to, PoSsYDOG's going to lose the lings there, not actually managing to take out the sheer volume of these missile turrets that he's got going on now. And this isn't the way to engage missile turrets, can I just say, head on, unless you've got a lot of mutas. And with the SCVs here as well, refreshing the health of this missile turret, there's really nothing much that PoSsYDOG can hope to do with the sort of 4 or 5 meters he had there. You need a sort of a much bigger ball of maybe 15 or so before you start taking on the missile turrets directly, unless they're on low health or something and you need to pick them off like that sort of thing there. But with the Widowmines coming in here as well, PoSsYDOG's going to have to start being really careful with the positioning of his units. Although with 18 mutas coming in, doesn't have a lot to worry about, let's face it, because Fish has this is his army, and then, well, basically 100 missile turrets. Let's just count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 missile turrets up at the moment, and I'd imagine he'll probably build some more for the ones that he lost, but we'll wait and see. So he's pretty well defended against mutas really, so we're going to need quite a lot of a ground force here out of PoSsYDOG. Perhaps not ideally lings really, because this planetary fortress is an absolute pain in the arse for them, unless you obviously can get the mutas onto it. So that's going to be a little bit difficult there, but with a 4th base down now for PoSsYDOG and a 5th one well on its way as well to finishing, just finishing up there as I clicked on it, the PoSsYDOG's looking in a really good position to really push this game forward into the later mid stages of the game now, as he's getting his muta ball all together here. We've got, I think, 16, 17, 18, 22, 21 mutas out now, I think that is. Yeah, 21 mutas, and they're going to be coming over this line, but they're going to take a huge hit off the Widowmine there. Although actually he's going to be straight to be able to just nail down that missile turret there, and it does look like actually, yeah, with the Widowmine being spotted now, we might be able to see these mutas take that out. Will we? Come on, just shoot the Widowmine. It's going to save you so much bother later. And actually we're going to see a lot of big engagement here actually out of these mutas. I think we're just going to see most of these Marines crushed by these mutas, because although we're going to lose a few mutas, there's just slightly too many of them, and with the Marines only being on 1-1 as well to the 0-0 upgraded mutas still. Sorry, I thought they had slightly more than that. It looks like the Marauders are just going to be charging in, trying to take out this Queen here. I don't think we're going to see the base fall, because the mutas are just going to eat through them well before that happens, and that's going to be the end of that pressure there out of Fish. So both players trying to take stabs at each other. Fish is being slightly less successful than PoSsYDOG, I feel, as PoSsYDOG has, well, he's basically had to pull out of this base entirely, whereas So, slightly more successful for PoSsYdOg because Fish had to pull out of this base entirely, whereas PoSsYdOg's basically didn't really have anything there anyway, and he's actually got quite a safe fourth down at the bottom of the map here that I don't think Fish knows about. In fact, no, Fish doesn't even know about the third at this base here. He's completely unaware of that. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to see a drop here out of Fish. He's going to get more missile turrets on the high ground. This player loves his missile turrets. What can I say? Like, with this many coming down now, it's actually pretty ridiculous, I'll be honest. So it's quite nice to see our Zerg player making the transition to the Swarm host now. Obviously giving up on the mutas, seeing so many missile turrets, so with the Swarm host down, that'll make it really interesting. And Fish has found a really nice little corner of Posse's base here, actually, and PoSsYdOg's not going to see this for the time being. And with the troops casually just stimming in there, we're going to see the Baneling Nest not being focused down, sorry, the Queen going first. Now I think we'll see the Baneling Nest focus down, and that's going to fall there. Now maybe we might see these Marines might hit the Spire after that. That'd be quite a good move for them, I think. And yep, that's absolutely what we're going to see. We're going to see the Spire be taken out here, just as the upgrades are on it. Now really, I'd quite like to see these upgrades cancelled. I don't think we're going to see that, unfortunately, and we are going to see this Spire fall. However, obviously Fish has completely transitioned out of the mutas now. I mean, yes, he's got mutas lying around, but he's just going to instead move down his own layer. So that was slightly different there of PoSsYdOg. That was obviously a micro mistake there as he tried to take down his own now hive. Meanwhile, we're seeing another drop here in the fourth base of PoSsYdOg here, which still doesn't really have any drones in it, so he shouldn't be too worried about that. And I think the last of that's going to be getting cleared up, and the Medivac will be boosting out of there. So with that, we're going to see this huge muta ball finally move up the map to come try and take out this sort of thing. This would be a pretty good thing to see, things like the Medivac drops being taken out by the mutas, and with the muta ball turning up, that is going to fall. And it does look like Fish is actually just going to move out entirely now. So with what we've got 8 Hellbats, we've got 16 Marines and 4 Medivacs, and this is the army that's going to engage. So with that, we're going to see a huge surround out of the Zerglings here. A lot of them are going to be eaten straight up by the Hellbats straight away, though. Although with the massive amount of mutalists turning up and just churning through those Marines, doesn't look like there's much else now that Fish could do there now, as the huge amount of mutas here are going to be quite comfortable dealing with what was there as basically the only things that could shoot up with the Marines. So with that gone, it's looking like PoSsYdOg might be continuing. Is he going to rebuild his Spire? I don't think we're going to see a Spire rebuilding, are we? It's not looking likely at this stage. I think we're just going to see a transition to Swarm hosts, although to be honest, he's with both players really piling on the coin here. To be honest, we could see absolutely anything out of these players. I'm really not sure. Fish now with 26 workers mining in his third. That's all he needs, I guess. Meanwhile, an undersaturated second, not ideal, but well, Bronze League, it's all good fun and games, and good times up for all. So let's just take a swig of this beer. We're going to see another base here out of Fish as well. It's all very nice. That's I think we might even, yeah, we're going to see yet another one. He's going to be building those straight away down on the grounds where they'll be spawning there. So we're going to have to wait and see if PoSsYdOg tries to scout out and see if he finds any of these extra bases now. He's got to be expecting Fish to be moving on out of these few bases now, as he himself's on 5 bases, which are actually mining pretty efficiently at this stage. And I'd quite like to see, I love this Swarm host, this accidentally burrowed Swarm host here. I think it's just spawned when he's pressed R to burrow them, and as a result obviously hasn't found its way up the map quite yet. With still spawning the little troops here, I do love it. So we just have a little look up the top now. We're going to see another little engagement here. It looks like Fish is going to move in with these Marines once again, and I'm not sure how many Marines are going to survive this. We're going to see the Swarm host just sort of running in. They're just going to die, and I think actually the Marines might be the prevailing force here now, as the Medivacs are just slightly too strong for them. And with those mutas dying off now, there's not actually that much here defending PoSsYdOg now, despite what he's got banked up, really. I mean, we've got all the Swarm hosts on the floor now, which obviously is going to be great, but with the free scans of Terran Swarm hosts are quite difficult to use, and we're going to have to make sure we get these burrowed as soon as possible, so that the troops are coming out. And what you want to do is, when a little tip here, when you burrow the Swarm hosts, as soon as they've spawned stuff, if they're within this sort of area, get them unburrowed and run them back out again, and reburrow them like right on the edge here if you can. I know it's difficult, it's a lot of quite a micro-intensive unit, Swarm hosts, despite the fact that they're siege units, if that makes any sense. But a good thing to do is to drop them in the ground, spawn the units, lift them up and get them out of there again as quickly as you can, because otherwise you end up with, well, the big scan comes down and then all the Marines do loads and loads of damage. Now it's quite a nice little surround here out of PoSsYdOg. He's going to be dealing with this Marines eventually, I think, maybe, but unfortunately all the lings just coming in dribs and drabs, really, so it's not actually looking like PoSsYdOg's going to deal with this. And with Fish having this many medivacs up on top here, it's really quite grim here for PoSsYdOg. And yeah, PoSsYdOg is actually defeated there in the end by Fish there. That was, to be honest, I think that was unfortunate for PoSsYdOg. A few missed micro mistakes and he ended up losing the game. And like, to be honest, the position he was in, like, he's got so many bases. I mean, yeah, he stood a good chance of losing his tech, but when he's on 5 bases and his opponent's not really macroing properly. I mean, yeah, we've got these extra bases. I think he could have, to be honest, I think he could have lasted a lot longer there. But, well, no, good play out of both players, to be honest, in the end. I mean, some interesting decisions that, you know, might not make sense in the grand scheme of things, but generally the ideas were good. Fish got 3 bases down as soon as he could. He got all his production up as quick as he could, and then got his tech out. So, you know, he did all the right things. He got there. Not necessarily in the sort of efficient, super, you know, pro versions or anything, but Bronze League, it's cool. It happens, you know, one of those things. And meanwhile, Alzo playing on the other side of the map did, again, a really good job of macroing up, and I'm just a little bit surprised he left, really. It was kind of a shame. I mean, yeah, he lost that engagement, he lost his muta ball, but when you've got 7,000 and 2,500 banked up, it's kind of silly to leave the game, really. At least get another wave of Lings out and spawn some Banelings to try and deal with this or something, maybe. I'm not sure. But, well, whatever. It's a good game, once again, out of both players, and thank you all for watching. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual banter. I've been RedRipz, your Dreadlock caster, here in for another CasualCraft episode 44. So, I'll be back tomorrow with another one. And thank you once again for watching. So, GG, both players.